All right, students, welcome back to this Athenian Stranger tutorial video where today we are going to continue our discussion of the distributive property. So let's say that you're given the following equation. 6, open parentheses, 8m plus 5, close parentheses, equals -6, open parentheses, m minus 5, close parentheses, plus 4m. All right. It looks scary. It looks like there's a lot going on, but it really is just one more step beyond what we've been talking about in class and what we did in the most recent video. Let's take a look at what the problem is telling us, and then we'll solve it. The problem is telling us that we have, on the left side, 6 multiplied by this entire expression here, consisting of 8m plus 5, and that's equal to -6 multiplied by this entire expression here, m minus 5, plus 4m. Okay, so let's break it down. On the left side, the very first step is to distribute the 6 inside the parentheses, like this. We're going to multiply 6 times 8m and multiply 6 times 5. On the right side, after we do that, we'll multiply -6 times m and -6 times -5. And then we'll continue working on the problem. So let's do those first two steps first and see where that gets us. 6 times 8m. Well, what you do here is you multiply the 6 times the 8, and the m comes along for the right. So 6 times 8m is 48m, because 6 times 8 is 48, and the m comes along for the ride. And then 6 times 5 is 30. Both numbers are positive, so we just put plus 30. On the right side, we have -6 times m, and that's just -6m. And -6 times -5, and that is just positive 30, because negative times a negative is a positive. -6 times -5 is positive 30, so we write plus 30. And then we just continue writing. We didn't do anything to plus 4m right here, so we'll just write plus 4m. Okay, let's see what else we need to do. We need to put an equal sign right here. And that is the current state of the problem. 48m plus 30 equals -6m plus 30 plus 4m. Remember, even though there are more variables, and this time the variable is on both sides of the equal sign, our solution process doesn't change. What we are trying to do is get x, or in this case, get the variable m by itself. Okay, so we're trying to isolate the variable on one side of the equation. And it doesn't matter which side of the equation you get the variable on, as long as all of the m's are together. So let's see what we do. On the right side of the equation, I've got -6m. So the one thing I could do is to move this 6m over here, I could add 6m to both sides. And remember, we want to line this up carefully. So I'll put plus 6m on both sides. Okay? On the left side, I have 48m plus 6m. On the right side, I have negative 6m plus 6m. The easiest side to start with is the right side, where negative 6m plus 6m is just 0. On the left side, I actually have to add. Now, we need to understand what is being said here. We have these numbers, 48 and 6, and those are the only two things we're going to be adding. The m just comes along for the ride here. We don't do anything with it. Now we just add these numbers. So 48 plus 6, well, 8 plus 6, that's 4. Carry the 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. So 48m plus 6m is 54m. And on the right, we found that this was 0. So we need to do a new line, and we're just going to rewrite everything that's left. So on the left side, I have 54m plus 30 equals, and there's nothing here, so I have 30, which I will write down here, 30, bring it down, and then plus 4m. Okay, so now this is the state of the problem. So if our goal is now to isolate m on the left side of the equal sign, I've got to do something over here with this 4m. Because it's being added on the right side of the equation, I'll subtract it from both sides, minus 4m. Okay, so on the left side, I'll also subtract minus 4m. Okay. Once again, on the right side, I have 4m minus 4m, and that's just 0. On the left side, I have 54m minus 4m, and that's going to be 50m. I just subtract the 4 from 54, and the m comes along for the ride. And now we will rewrite. I have 50m right here, so I'll write 50m. Bring down the 30 plus 30 equals, now the only thing left on the right side is 30. Okay, so we're going to continue to isolate m on the left side of the equal sign. So right now, 50m is added to 30. So before I can work here, I need to get rid of this 30. So I will subtract 30 from both sides. Okay? Let's see what that gives us. On the left side, I have 30 minus 30, and that's 0. On the right side, I have 30 minus 30, and that is also 0. So this is a unique situation. Let's now rewrite what we have left. On the left side, I only have 50m, so he's going to come down here, 50m equals. Now there's nothing left on the right side of the equation, so we're going to write 0. So 50m equals 0, right? You might be seeing the answer at this point, but we're going to continue to show our work. 50m is really 50 times m. So if I want to get m by itself, I have to do whatever is the opposite operation to what's being done currently. And since what's being done currently is m is being multiplied by 50, in order to get rid of the 50 and get m by itself, I have to divide both sides by 50. Okay, so on the left side, I have 50m over 50. I can cancel the 50s completely, isolating m by itself. M equals 0 divided by 50. Now, 0 divided by anything is just 0. So m equals 0. Now, we're going to check this answer because it should always give you a red alert when you see m equals 0. It could very well be, and it might be, and it probably is, but we're going to check it to make sure. So we're actually going to rewrite our original problem now in our check. Okay, check. Our original problem was 6, open parentheses, 8m plus 5, close parentheses, equals -6, open parentheses, m minus 5, close parentheses, plus 4m. Okay, so when we check our answer, we're going to replace, everywhere we see an m, we'll replace with a 0. But as we do that, we need to remember what is actually happening, okay? Whenever a number is slammed up next to the m, it really means it's being multiplied. So we will rewrite the problem with 0 in place of the m. So now I've got 6, open parentheses, 8 times 0 plus 5, close parentheses, equals, question mark, -6, open parentheses, 0 minus 5, close parentheses, plus 4 times 0, okay? And what we're going to do here is do the math and see if we come out with the same number on both sides of the equation. So I'm going to follow at this point PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction, PEMDAS. First, I'll work inside the parentheses, and within those parentheses, I'm going to multiply 8 times 0. Okay? So we're going to do each step of this check on paper. So first, I'll rewrite 6, open parentheses. 8 times 0 is just 0, so I'll write 0 plus 5, close parentheses, equals, question mark, -6, open parentheses. Now here, I'll just do the subtraction. 0 minus 5 is -5. So I'll put -5, close parentheses, plus 4 times 0 is 0. So I'll put plus 0. Continuing to simplify here. On the left side, I have 6, open parentheses. 0 plus 5 is just 5. So I'll write a 5 and close parentheses, equals, question mark. And now I can perform this multiplication. Remember, there is an understood multiplication happening when you see a number next to a number in parentheses. So -6 times -5. A negative times a negative is a positive, and 6 times 5 is 30. So -6 times -5 is just positive 30. We don't have to write plus 0. So now I have 6 times 5 is equal to 30, question mark. Does it? Well, 6 times 5 is 30, so I have 30 equals 30. No need for question marks there. Those two things equal one another. So we put 2 double checks, and then up here by the m equals 0, we put 2 double checks, and we put our answer in a box. And that is how you show your work for a distribution algebra problem where the variable is on both sides of the equal sign. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please give the video a like. If you have a question, leave a comment. And if you have not already, please subscribe to the channel so you are always alerted to new videos. Thank you.